So I'll just start from here. So I'll just start from here.
Okay.
Hi guys. So in today's session, we are going to get an understanding of how inheritance works in Java. Along with today, we are going to have some basics on Git version control also using some scenarios. Okay. So these
Okay.
are some hands-on scenarios which will be very helpful for you to practically implement how to maintain version control. Then what you have to do is you have to maintain the versions of all your source codes which you are coding during the session, and then you will be managing all your codes on GitHub repository. This GitHub repository which I have shared with you is a private repository, so it will be only accessible to the mentor and to the participant. Okay.
Okay.
And you will be learning version control, how different versions of code you will be writing, and how will you be collaborating in a corporate environment with the code. So that is also a part which you will be learning. Okay. So what you have to do is the class will be on Java inheritance today, but I'll just guide you with some basic scenarios of Git version control, how you have to use this Katacoda, and then you have to practice all of these scenarios. Okay. So approximately 9 scenarios are here. You have to run all these 9 scenarios today. That is your assignment. Okay.
Okay.
First, you're going to commit the files, then you're going to commit the changes, then you're going to learn how to share the changes with others and access other people's changes. Then you're going to undo the changes. You're going to fix and merge the conflicts. Then you're going to experiment with branches. Branches means in every source code, let's say there are 3 developers working. So every developer will have his own branch. And then finally, merging and all those operations are done. Okay.
Okay.
Then how bugs are being found. Then you have to use how specifically commits are done, how changes from other repositories are incorporated into the code. This is the 8th scenario, and finally there's a 9th scenario that you have to rewrite the history when required. Okay. So ये
Okay.
9 scenarios हैं जो आपको implement करने होंगे. It's very easy to implement these scenarios. What just you have to do, you have to go to start scenario. जैसे आप स्टार्ट सिनेरियो पे आओगे, आपके पास एक वेल गाइडेड हैंड्स ऑन गाइड आएगी. ठीक है. The difficulty level of the first is beginner. Estimated time will take around 10 minutes. So let's say if there are 10 sessions, 10 scenarios, so maximum 2 to 3 hours का काम है पूरा ये Git का सारा मैनेजमेंट सीखना. ठीक है.
Okay.
You will also get an introduction to how and what you will be learning during this hands-on session. So in the first scenario, you will learn how to initialize a new Git repository and commit files into the version control. Okay. So it's going to be a step-by-step system. Version control, what it does, it allows you to record changes to a file or set of files over time, enabling you to go back to a specific version if required. This means जब भी हम इंडस्ट्री में कोड करते हैं, on one single project there will be multiple people who are coding simultaneously or in parallel or in collaboration. So what happens whenever you make a new code, sometimes it might be possible that you need to go to the previous version because the new code might have some bugs in it or so. Okay. So version control, which means different versions of your source code, can easily be maintained with Git. Okay. What exactly Git is? It is a distributed version control system. This means that instead of having a snapshot of the latest file, you have a complete mirror of the repository available on your local machine. You can work out on that local machine repository, and once you are done updating the changes, you can commit and upload it on the main repository. Okay. From the main repository, the final developer or the main developer who's responsible for the production code might take up your code and put it into the production, which means the enterprise level software. It might be a web application or it might be a desktop application. Okay. Is it clear? So this is something, the strategy or the skills which is required to maintain the code or to code in collaboration with multiple developers in your team. That is what is it all about. Okay. So we'll start the scenario. Once you start the scenario, what happens? On the very left-hand side, you're going to have the instructions which you need to implement. On the right-hand side, there is a terminal window. ओके ये एक रियल टाइम लिनक्स टर्मिनल विंडो है विच इज लोडेड यूजिंग डॉकर टेक्नोलॉजी. सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज लेफ्ट साइड से आप गो थ्रू करोगे व्हाट कमांड हैज टू बी रिटन, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट कमांड, देन यू हैव टू राइट दैट कमांड ओवर हियर ऑन द शेल and it is going to give you the real time output of whatever is happening. Okay, is that clear? So this is one of the best thing, a self guided kind of training which is very effective. So now what is the step one whenever we use git? So to store a directory under version control you need to create a repository. With git you initialize a repository in the top level directory for a project. So the first task is, as this is a new project, let's say we are starting GitHub for the very first time, we have a new repository and that new repository currently is Java Programming May 2021. ये आपकी फाइनल रिपोजिटरी है जिसमें आपको वर्जन कंट्रोल करना है, बट प्लेग्राउंड में आप वो यूज करोगे जो ये रिपोजिटरी का नाम देंगे बनाने के लिए. ठीक है,
ओके.
So a new repository needs to be created. How do we create this? So to create a new repository we use this command git init. Okay, to create a new repository. So what we will do, let's say we are here on the shell, we are going to write git init. Okay, so on the browser itself you will be able to initialize it. So once we run, so now you can see that initialize an empty git repository in this path home scrapebook tutorial.git. clear? क्या clear हो गया? So अभी हम scenario 1 पे हैं. I'm just sharing this git link with you on chat so that you can open along with me.
Okay.
Okay, एक बार आप open कर लो and just try to do it. For every instance, it's going to be a new virtual machine which will be created. A new container is actually created at the backend. So you can learn about what Docker containers are. Amit sir will let you know because he might be using a lot of this container stuff at Google. Now here, so Git basics. Okay, so we have initialized the Git repository. Now what is the pro tip? After initializing a repository, a new hidden directory called .git is created. So you can see that this is the directory which has been created, .git. This subdirectory contains the metadata that Git uses to store its information. If you're interested in the details, then use the command line to explore the content. So how we can do that? We can quickly go to this. Let's say we can open with sudo nano, or let's say I can open that with a nano editor. Nano is a text editor like Notepad, and we can open this file scrapebook, okay, /tutorial/.git. Okay, /home, अच्छा, sorry, it's scrapbook, I'm sorry. nano/o. We would be in this current directory only. So we'll just quickly see the content. nano.git/. Okay, so these are the information. You can see that it has branches, it has a head, it has the description, info, hooks, objects, everything. Whatever information is required, everything is maintained within this .git directory. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so within these directories, all the information is maintained. Now we'll go to page number 2, second. So what it says, the second command is git status. When a directory is part of a repository, it is called a working directory. Okay. A working directory contains the latest downloaded version from the repository together with any changes that have yet to be committed. As you're working on a project, all changes are made in this working directory, which means, let's say आपने कोई project directory बनाई, let's say my project, ठीक है, my project के अंदर जाके आपने अपना git initialize कर दिया, अब उसको हम working directory बोलते हैं, ठीक है. So let's say मान लो मैंने अभी एक नया project बनाया, mkdir inheritance का कोड बनाऊंगा इसके अंदर, मान लो, ठीक है. So मैं inheritance के अंदर चला गया within this current directory. So you can see that I am currently in inheritance directory. मान लो ये inheritance का हम एक project बनाएंगे और ये हमारी working directory होगी अभी currently, ठीक है. So इसके अंदर हम initialize कर देते हैं हमने इनिशियलाइज कर दिया कि अब इनहेरिटेंस के अंदर हम एक नई रिपॉजिटरी बना रहे हैं और इसके अंदर जो भी हम कोड लिखेंगे वो हमारा वर्किंग डायरेक्टरी का कोड होगा, ठीक है। नाउ व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन व्यू व्हिच फाइल्स हैव बीन चेंज्ड between your working directory and what's previously committed to the repository using git status. Git status एक कमांड होती है जिसके थ्रू आप ये चेक कर सकते हो कि कोई पेंडिंग कमिट तो नहीं है आपकी मास्टर ब्रांच में, ठीक है। तो अभी तो हमने कुछ डाला ही नहीं था कोड के अंदर, मतलब अभी तो कोई कोड बनाया ही नहीं है, तो इसलिए नो कमिट्स दिखा रहा है, ठीक है। जब हम इसमें कोई भी कोड डालेंगे तब वो हमें दिखाना स्टार्ट करेगा कि what all we need to commit and upload on the GitHub server. Is that clear?
Okay.
The output of this command is called the working tree status. So now we are going to get a tree once we are going to write some code or something. ठीक है, तो चलो मान लो मैं ऐसे बना देता हूँ, जैसे मान लो मैंने एक वो बना दिया sudo nano inheritance.java, मान लो ऐसा करके कोड होगा, ठीक है। नॉर्मल एक फाइल बना दी एंड आई एम जस्ट सेइंग वो होगी स्पेसिफिक क्लास बनाओगे, ठीक है। लेट्स से क्लास इनहेरिटेंस, इसके अंदर आपको बनाना नहीं है क्लास जाके, ठीक है, आपको तो अपने उसमें ही बनाना है। मैं बस ऐसे फॉर रेफरेंस बना रहा हूँ आपको कमिट दिखाने के लिए, ठीक है। पब्लिक स्टैटिक वॉइड नेम मेन स्ट्रिंग एरे ऑफ आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, ठीक है। लेट्स से आई विल जस्ट राइट सिस्टम डॉट आउट dot print line hello github, ओके। एक सैम्पल मैंने ऐसे बना लिया नॉर्मल, सेव कर दिया मैंने इस कोड को कंट्रोल एक्स, ठीक है। सो नाउ आई हैव गॉट अ न्यू फाइल क्रिएटेड हियर एंड आई विल चेक द गेट स्टेटस, ओके। सो करेंटली इट इज शोइंग मी कि कोई कमिट नहीं है, बट एक फाइल है inheritance.java जो अभी नई बनाई गई है इस प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर, ठीक है। इज दैट क्लियर? So it is showing me with the red color and it is saying कि अगर आपको अब इस कोड को अपने मेन मास्टर ब्रांच के अंदर अगर आपको ऐड करना है तो आपको गेट ऐड करना पड़ेगा inheritance.java, ठीक है। इसका मतलब अब हम जब भी कोई भी चेंज करें कोड, तो हमारा कोड वर्जन चेंज हो रहा है, ठीक है, तो हमें उस फाइल को कमिट करना होगा। इज दैट क्लियर? तो ये आप गिट स्टेटस से कर सकते हो। अभी तक समझ में आ गया? 2 स्टेप्स क्या हुए, आप कोई भी डायरेक्टरी बनाई प्रोजेक्ट की, उसको आपने गिट इनिशियलाइज कर दिया, वो आपकी गिटहब की रिपॉजिटरी बन गई लोकल। उसके अंदर अब आप कोई भी नई फाइल डालोगी वो आप उसको ऐड कर सकते हो विद इन योर वर्जन कंट्रोल एंड अपलोड इट ऑन अ गिटहब रिपॉजिटरी, ठीक है। थर्ड स्टेज पे आ जाते हैं। नाउ इट शोज गिट ऐड। नाउ इट मीन्स टू सेव और कमिट फाइल्स इनटू योर गिट रिपॉजिटरी you first need to add them to the staging area, okay? So currently we are in the staging area. Git has 3 areas: a working directory, a staging area, and the repository itself. So users move, otherwise referred to as promote, changes from the working directory to a staging area before committing them into the repository. यानी आपके पास एक current working directory है, उसमें से कुछ ऐसी फाइल्स हैं जो ऑलरेडी कमिटेड हैं और कुछ न्यू फाइल्स हैं, ठीक है, जो आपका स्टेजिंग एरिया कहलाता है। फिर उन फाइल्स को आप कमिट करके मेन रिपॉजिटरी, जो भी आपकी गिटहब की रिपॉजिटरी है, वहां पे आप स्टोर कर सकते हो, ठीक है। Now, one of the key approaches with Git is that commits are focused, small and frequent. The staging area helps to maintain this workload by allowing you to promote certain files at a time instead of the changes in the working directory and XYZ. Now, second he says, अब आपको एक कमांड यूज करनी है git add, और आपको फाइल का नाम देना है जिसको आपको स्टेजिंग एरिया में ऐड करना है। तो हमें अभी स्टेजिंग एरिया में किसको ऐड करना है? मान लो inheritance.java को, ठीक है। तो आई विल राइट दिस कमांड git add inheritance.java, ठीक है। सो अब ये क्या हो गया, मेरा स्टेजिंग एरिया में पहुंच गया। अब मैं अगर दोबारा गेट स्टेटस चेक करता हूं तो आप देखोगे तो ये ऑलरेडी स्टेजिंग एरिया में आ चुका है कि देयर इज अ न्यू फाइल inheritance.java, ठीक है।
Okay.
अब ये कह रहा है कि आप इसको चाहो तो अनस्टेज भी कर सकते हो। गेट रिमूव कैश्ड और फाइल नेम डाल दोगे तो अनस्टेज हो जाएगी। करेंटली इट इज ऑन अ स्टेज्ड फॉर्मेट, स्टेजिंग एरिया के अंदर है, ठीक है। सो वी कॉल दिस एज करेंटली इट इज इन स्टेजिंग एरिया एंड अर्लियर इट वाज इन द नॉन स्टेजिंग एरिया, ठीक है। यानी जरूरी नहीं कि आपने कोई फाइल बना दी तो वहां मेन रिपॉजिटरी पे अपडेट ही हो जाएगी। जब तक आप उसको ऐड नहीं करोगे तब तक वो मेन रिपोजिटरी में जाने के लिए रेडी नहीं होगी। ठीक है,
ओके।
अब हमने गेट स्टेटस कर दिया, got to know that कि स्टेजिंग एरिया क्या होता है। ठीक है, नाउ व्हाट विल डू, लेट अस जस्ट गो टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट। ठीक है, अब नेक्स्ट पार्ट में क्या होगा, हमने 3 स्टेप्स कंप्लीट कर लिए, अब हम 4th स्टेप पे आते हैं। 4th step पे we are going to perform git commit. So once a file has been added to the staging area, it needs to be committed to the repository, okay, which means now this repository can be on github.com or can be anywhere. So the command git commit hyphen message and the commit message which you want to give, that what have you updated in the last commit, तो उसके बारे में आप लिख सकते हो कि आपने क्या ऐड किया था, जो फाइल आपने अपडेट करी है उसमें क्या अपडेट्स किए थे, तो जस्ट एक डिस्क्रिप्शन आप दे सकते हो। ठीक है, दिस मूव फाइल्स फ्रॉम स्टेजिंग एरिया टू द रिपोजिटरी and records the time, date, author and a commit message that can be used to add additional context and reasoning to the changes. Okay, so let's say यहाँ पे इन्होंने bug report नंबर किया है, मान लो हमारे पास कोई कोड था, अब उसमें कोड में कोई बग आया, हमने उसको रिसॉल्व करके नई फाइल बनाई, तो अब हम उसको कमिट स्टेज एरिया से हम उसको रिपोजिटरी में जब ट्रांसमिट करेंगे तो हम एक मैसेज डाल देते हैं। ठीक है, तो उसका डेट, टाइम, मैसेज, सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन आ जाएगी कि जो डेवलपर ने चेंज किया है, लास्ट फाइल जो चेंज होकर के आई है उसमें क्या नया अपडेट है, ताकि पूरी टीम को पता चल जाए एक्चुअली कि व्हाट ही हैज डन, एंड उसको भी आइडिया रहे कि हाउ ही हैज बीन अपडेटिंग द कोड। ओके, ठीक है, अब हम क्या करेंगे, सो नाउ अभी हम किस में थे, वर्किंग डायरेक्टरी में थे, फिर हम स्टेजिंग एरिया में आ गए। अब स्टेजिंग एरिया से हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं, स्टेजिंग एरिया से अब हम जाएंगे रिपोजिटरी में। तो रिपोजिटरी में जाने के लिए हम करते हैं कमिट। So once we commit, so this file, whatever file are available, whatever files are in the staging area, all these files will be ready to go to the repository. Okay, so I'm going to give it, let's say, my first commit. This is my first push on the server. Okay, so मैंने इसको एंटर कर दिया। अब यहाँ पे देखो git commit मैंने एग्जीक्यूट कर दिया, फर्स्ट कमिट, एक फाइल हो गई, 5 इंसर्शन है उस फाइल के अंदर क्योंकि 5 लाइन का कोड लिखा है, एंड a mode has been created, inheritance.java. ठीक है, commit हो गई। Now what is the information you can see here? Each commit is assigned as a SHA1 hash, which enables you to refer back to the commit in other commands. Okay, so which means you can refer to whichever commit you want to reach out to. ठीक है, एक हैश आपको साथ में मिलता है, खैर इसको आप अभी वो छोड़ सकते हो। Now fifth one is git ignore. Sometimes there are particular files or directory you never want to commit. ऐसी कुछ फाइल्स होती हैं मान लो आपके प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर जो आप नहीं अपलोड करना चाहते। ठीक है, सच एज कि कोई लोकल डेवलपमेंट की कॉन्फ़िगरेशन फाइल्स थी, वो आप सर्वर पे नहीं पुश करना चाहते क्योंकि उसकी जरूरत नहीं है। ठीक है, तो उन फाइल्स को आप गिट इग्नोर से इग्नोर कर सकते हो। ठीक है, यानी आप एक .git ignore फाइल बना सकते हो और उसके अंदर जाके उन फाइल्स का नाम लिख सकते हो कि गिट को कौन सी फाइल्स को इग्नोर कर देना है, कौन सी फाइल्स को अपलोड नहीं करना है। ठीक है, मान लो मेरे इस प्रोजेक्ट डायरेक्टरी में इफ आई डू एन ls कमांड, यू कैन सी आई हैव एन inheritance.java फाइल। ठीक है, पे मैं ऐसे ही बना देता हूँ, एक मैंने ऐसे बना दी लोकल रेफ फाइल, लोकल ref.txt। मैंने कोई एक ऐसी लोकल reference.txt फाइल बना ली मान लो। ठीक है, लोकल ref.txt, दिस इज गार्बेज इंफॉर्मेशन। ठीक है, अब ये मेरी गार्बेज इंफॉर्मेशन, मान लो यहाँ पे 2 फाइल्स हैं, एक inheritance.java, एक लोकल रेफ। ठीक है, मैंने इसको किया गेट स्टेटस निकाला, गेट स्टेटस में देखो आपको दिखा रहा है लोकल reference.txt फाइल जो है वो अभी मेरी वर्किंग डायरेक्टरी के अंदर पड़ी हुई है। मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, एक git ignore फाइल बना सकता हूँ, git ignore। ठीक है, आई कैन मेक अ git ignore फाइल एंड उस फाइल को मैं उस फाइल का नाम इसमें लिख सकता हूँ। जैसे मान लो मेरे को इस फाइल को नहीं लेना, ठीक है, gitref.txt, तो अब गिटहब अपलोड करते समय इस फाइल को छोड़ देगा। यू कैन राइट मल्टीपल नेम्स ऑफ द फाइल्स हियर। अगर मान लो आपको एक्सटेंशन वाइज सारी फाइल्स इग्नोर करनी है कि मान लो .png सारी छोड़ दो या .txt सारी छोड़ दो, तो आप start.txt लिख दोगे, वो उन फाइल्स को नहीं इग्नोर कर देगा और रिपोजिटरी में नहीं भेजेगा। ठीक है, सो इफ आई नाउ कमिट और let's say
स्टेटस,
हाँ स्टेटस तो है ही खैर, ये तो आपकी गेट इग्नोर फाइल है, ठीक है। अब वो देखो वो लोकल रेफ यहाँ से हट चुकी है, ठीक है।
यस,
और गेट इग्नोर फाइल है आपकी, गेट इग्नोर को आप वो कर सकते हो, मतलब स्टेज एरिया में जैसे भी है वो तो चली जाएंगे क्योंकि हम सारी करते हैं, ठीक है। सो नाउ अब अगर ये आपकी वर्किंग डायरेक्टरी में रह गई तब तक ये फॉलो नहीं करेगा रूल, तो आपको इसको भी कमिट करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। सो लेट्स पुट इट इनटू द स्टेजिंग एरिया, ठीक है। सो यू हैव टू git add dot git ignore। अगर आप इंश्योर करना चाहते हैं कि जो भी रूल्स आपने इसमें डिफाइन किए हैं वो काम करें, तो उसके लिए आपको इसको भी कमिट करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। git commit -m एंड updated git ignore file, ठीक है। दिस वाज माय सेकंड अपडेट, ओके।
ओके,
So if I see the status, so nothing to commit, the working tree is clean, okay, और दोनों फाइल्स रेडी हैं पुश होने के लिए। So this is how you are done with the first scenario। अब आपने GitHub का पहला बेसिक सिनेरियो कंप्लीट कर लिया, क्लियर, गॉट इट,
यस,
अब हम चलते हैं इसी तरीके से सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ, फिफ्थ, जो मैंने आपको यूआरएल दिया है उसमें सारे सिनेरियोज हैं, ठीक है। अब सेकंड आपको क्या करना है, लर्न हाउ टू कंपेयर एंड कमिट द चेंजेस। नाउ यू विल गो टू द सेकंड रिपोजिटरी, ठीक है। यू कैन साइन अप विद गिटहब और लिंक्डइन, ट्विटर, किसी से भी आप साइन अप कर लेना, ठीक है। और यू कैन यूज योर ईमेल आईडी ऑल्सो। अब सेकंड सिनेरियो है 10 मिनट्स का अगेन, सो यू हैव टू गो एंड यूज इट, ठीक है। तो गेट स्टेटस आ गया सबसे पहले, ठीक है। अब ये यहाँ पे कुछ ऐसी फाइल्स दिखाएगा, ठीक है। ls कर लेते हैं, यहाँ पे दो फाइल्स हैं देखो, committed.js एंड untracked.js, दो फाइल्स हैं, ठीक है। So as we discussed in the previous scenario, get status allow us to view the changes in the working directory and staging area compared. Given the current repository, there are some two files, committed.js but not has been moved to the staging area as of now, ठीक है। चलते हैं नेक्स्ट, तो हम इसको गेट इनिट कर लेते हैं सबसे पहले, इसलिए वो नहीं दिखा रहा था, नॉट अ गेट रिपोजिटरी दिखा रहा था, ठीक है। हमने उसको गेट इनिट कर लिया। अब यहाँ पे देखोगे तो आपके पास एक अनस्टेज्ड फाइल है और एक अनट्रैक्ड फाइल है, ठीक है। दोनों फाइल्स अवेलेबल हैं। Now what you can do is the command getDef enables you to compare changes in the working directory against the previously committed version, ठीक है। So by default, the command compares the working directory and the head commit. So if you wish to compare against an older version, what you can do is you can get diff and you can specify the commit. Okay. So what it does, it compare against commit, output the changes for all of the files. So अब जैसे मान लो मैंने एक पुराना commit किया था कि फर्स्ट कमिट, तो अगर मैं फर्स्ट कमिट के रेफरेंस पे अभी के कमिट से लास्ट कमिट के डिफरेंसेस देखना चाहता हूं, तो आई कैन क्विकली टाइप इन गेट diff and the commit and I'm going to get that, ठीक है। सिमिलरली हमारे पास diff टूल है। diff टूल हम क्यों यूज करते हैं, एक्चुअली दो अगर अलग अलग वर्जन्स हैं तो उनमें क्या डिफरेंसेस हैं उनको आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए, ठीक है। सो सिमिलरली इसी तरीके से आपको कमांड बाय कमांड, स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रैक्टिस करनी है ताकि आपको गिटहब के बारे में पूरी की पूरी नॉलेज हो जाए। इज दैट क्लियर? ठीक है, ये भी आपको करना है और गिट को साथ के साथ मेंटेन करना है, एंड दिस इज योर प्रैक्टिस प्लेग्राउंड जिसके ऊपर आपको प्रैक्टिस करनी है, ठीक है जी। फाइन, सो दीज वर द बेसिक्स ऑफ गिटहब। नाउ अमित, आप क्या करोगे साथ के साथ, वंस यू आर अपलोडिंग ना, तो हैकवे द जावा प्रोग्रामिंग मई 2021 रिपोजिटरी के अंदर आप अपना भी एक मास्टर ब्रांच बना लेना जिसमें आप अपना कोड कमिट करोगे, एंड एक इनका ब्रांच बनवा देना, सो दैट ही विल कमिट इन हिज ब्रांच, ओके ओके, देन आई विल वेरीफाई, you will be pushing your code and he will be pushing his code in his branch, okay then I'll get that verified, what all he's coding and the evaluation and every purpose.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so guys, that's all from my side about GitHub. So I have shared the link on your repository. Bhavesh, you have to practice it today, and once you're done by the evening, पूरे के पूरे 9 scenarios complete कर लेने हैं। Scenarios complete करने के बाद में उनका confirmation that you are clear with that information, you have to write me on the Trello board.
Okay.
Okay, चलो। Over to you, Amit. You can please continue from here.
Yes, thank you, sir. Yeah. Yeah, hi Bhavesh.
Hello.
So today we're going to start about inheritance, what is inheritance and all. So have you done the practice on the previous code that I've shared on
Yes.
the collection and all? Okay, that's great. So do you have any difficulty like how the approach is and how the collection is working? How you
So,
can okay. Yes, please.
in one code,
Hmm.
you used hash map.
Yes, yes.
So, in that you used a loop. So I was confused something that what is that function of that loop? For
Okay.
loop. That
Actually,
map dot entry.
yes.
What?
Actually, hash map is what? Hash map is another kind of a collection where uh, it is in the form of key and value. Okay, hash
Okay.
map. That is I have not touched in the class, but I just share it so that you can get an idea from that. So hash map is another collection where data is in the form of key and value.
Okay.
I will tell you what is key and value. Have you ever seen JSON file? Do you know?
No.
Okay. Actually, in the JSON file, data are saved like this,
Okay.
like this. So here, this side is what key, and this side is what value. So with respect to this key, the value is this one. Okay.
Okay.
So the hash map is something where data are saved in the form of key and value, and they are managed based on this key. You can sort the value based on this key and values, and always remember that like keys and value, right? Means suppose
Yes.
this key will identify the value.
Okay.
Okay, so two key can have a same value, but one key cannot have a more than two value, right? Like suppose
Okay.
just like
That
it is.
one and two are a myth, so
Yes,
they have same value.
yeah, like suppose here one can be Amit, two can
Yes.
also be Amit. That is,
Yes.
it is possible. So this is,
Yes.
you can say one to many can be possible, but many to one cannot be possible. Like one and two cannot have a same value. So they are uniquely identifying the data, and you can manage a collection in the form of
Can you explain that again?
okay,
That one and two cannot have same value.
okay. Like suppose uh, this one is identifying Amit.
Yes.
Let's take a Bhavesh only.
Okay.
Okay. So this one is identifying the Bhavesh, and you have another key. So this thing, according to you, is valid or not? Can you tell me? Just
It is valid.
yeah, correct. Because in just an example, like in a school, office, or in any organization, two-person can have a same name. However, their
Yes.
ID can be different.
Yes.
But so this is only I said. It is, you can say, many to one. Many means what?
Yes.
Many key, one value. So this is valid.
Okay. Okay.
But if I say suppose this is only I'm taking the data, but
Okay.
here I am taking like this.
Okay.
Then this is invalid.
Okay. So one key cannot have two values.
Yes. So one to
Okay.
many is invalid because
Okay.
one is identifying Bhavesh. If roll number one is for Bhavesh, then how it
Okay.
can be assigned to Amit,
Yes.
right? So this is the
Yes.
thing of key and value, and uh, hash map is used to save a data in the form of key and value.
Okay.
If you see here, let me show you. Mm, So see, you have a set of key and set of value you have, okay, and it is in the
Yes.
form of key and value, and you might have seen such a for loop, right? Such kind of for loop, I think like this, right? Or maybe 1 minute, I have seen somewhere. Yeah, this one,
Yes.
in this kind, right? So it is
Yes. This.
something like whatever entry you have inside the map, that is key type and value type. Key is what? Integer type. Value,
Okay.
string. So you usually write a hash map integer string e type.
Yes.
In the map, for every entry set, you will going to find out each entry key. For each entry you will going to find out the key, as well as for each entry you will going to find out the value. So here
Okay.
inside this entry e you can take as a temporary variable, which will going to iterate on the hash map with the help of entry set. Okay, just like
Yes.
yesterday in the last class I explained you, right? This is a temporary variable and it is assigned with all the element of this,
Yes.
right? And hash map, and then you are trying to find out what is the key and what is the value.
Yes.
So in this way, and JSON file, you might have not aware, but JSON file format, let me show you. So in the JSON file format, it's a file that is used by Java to save a data, okay, or to accept the data. So in this, if you see, the
So this
data
is
is
also a programming language,
not a programming language, it is a way of saving the data.
but it is written there on Google that it is a programming language. JSON.
JSON we access it because it's a kind of scripting. Programming is not there. It's a kind of scripting to save a data, and Java, with the help of Java code, you can access this data.
But why Google is saying that it is a programming language?
Where it is.
You go back, see on your right side, programming language, where the JSON is written under that
Oh,
programming
okay.
language.
No, it's, I think there might be some other representation, but it's just a representation of a saving a data. Like you can
Okay.
see here, it's written here. JSON file is a file that store a simple data structure and the object in a JavaScript object notation. Okay,
Okay.
JavaScript is a programming language. It's a scripting language. Okay,
Okay.
JavaScript is a scripting language, which is saving the data in the form of JSON. And JSON, if you see, it is in the form of row and column. That is
Okay.
only I was not row and column. It is in the form of key and value. I was saving you. I was showing you the same. If you can like this. Okay, is it visible to you? This one.
Yes.
You can see like name John, age 25, like
Yes.
this. So it is saving the data in the form of key and value. So
Okay.
JavaScript object notation is when you are using JavaScripting language to use this file to save a data, then in that term they might have written programming language, but it's just a storage, a data structure to save a file.
Okay.
So here you can save the data and you can access it. So hash map is also the same. It's a collection that is used to save the data in the form of key and value, and you can access it.
Okay.
So where you can perform a several operation also. Like yeah, one more thing, in the hash map you use not add, you use put. In order to add an
Yes.
element, you might have seen put.
Yes.
In order to get the element, you use get, and you pass the key value within the parenthesis. If you
Okay.
want to remove, you use remove. If you want to find out the key for particular value, you use contain key, size, contain.
But I was trying to remove it, but it was giving some error, I think.
Which what you try to
Like
remove?
like we did in linked list. So
Mhm.
we used to write that list dot remove first,
Mhm.
that list dot remove last, or list dot remove, and the brackets we used to write that number at number which we want to remove the value. So I was
Yeah,
trying
so
that.
their remove is might be a their different way of removing the element in this
Okay.
map.
Okay.
So, but all are related to same only. They all are interface and a collection where you can perform several operations. The
Okay.
way of might be a different. I think you might have to pass with the remove. You need to pass the key value instead of index. That's why
Okay.
it might be giving an error, because here they are not based on the index. They are just based on the key.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
So shall we start inheritance?
Yes.
Okay. So
So do
before,
you know that ls in that GitHub? What was
yes,
the meaning of ls?
ls is a list of file. Ls command, when you type it, it will give you the
Okay.
list of file present there. So
Okay.
I don't have any file inside this current directory. That's why it is showing this. But when you create any file inside this and you type ls command, then ls is a list of file. List of file. It will give you all the files that are present inside this current directory.
Okay.
It is similar to like
And what's the difference between sudo nano and nano?
uh,
Like,
sudo nano is a means user level root access.
okay.
Whenever, and because see, when we work on the root level, we don't have a means root level having some user ID and password, right? At a
Yes.
root, when you work on the root is having different user ID and password. So it's something like you need access. Okay, when
Okay.
you want to work on the installation, or when you want to do some manipulation, you need a root access. So to in order to get a root access, we add a sudo with
Okay.
this nano. So
Okay.
sudo is used for the accessing or doing installation configuration at a root level.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now let me give you a scenario. Let's start the inheritance. So first of all, let me give you the definition why we use inheritance. So from the name, it might be clear to you. Inheritance is used for reusability of the code. Okay, or in general
Yes.
term, if I say inheritance is to adopt or inherit the property of superclass or parent class. Or in simple words, inheritance means what? To inherit something, right?
Yes.
To get as a like a gift, or you can say you are inheriting some property. By default it is coming to you, like just like a human being. Son
Yes.
inherit the property of father. Inherit in the sense
Yes.
he look like him, he'll walk like him, he talk like him. And
Yes.
so similar thing, we here inheritance we are trying to mimic in the programming world. What we do, we create a several classes. Okay, whenever we develop any software, okay, software, when the software is developed.
Yes. I think you also showed a program also about inheritance,
Yes,
about animal and dog one, I think.
yes, correct. So software is developed in a company, okay, not by only single class, not by one single class. Okay,
Yes.
when you combine several multiple classes, then you create a software. For example, when you combine, for example, you are creating an online form. So what are the different Java files you need? First of all, registration, registration.java. Okay, registration class. One Java
Yes.
file is there. Okay, then you need login class, one login class. These all are .java file. So inside that Java file, you have one
Mm.
class registration. Second
Yes.
is login. Third is creating profile, or you can say third is filling the detail class. Okay, fourth file is your payment.
So
Fifth,
these are under one project only,
yes, one project only for
and
all.
these are different classes.
Yes,
Okay.
online, online exam. Only you only think that whenever we develop any software
Yes.
in a company, a
Yes.
single developer do not create the whole code. Okay,
Yes.
there are different software developer are there based on their skill and their experience they start. For example,
Okay.
a new fresher or like a less experienced person, they develop login class, because login class what you need, user id and password.
Yes.
Okay, um, even fresher they can declare registration class. In that what you need,
Yes.
you need to add name, phone number, address, all this.
Email ID.
Yeah, filling details and file uploading. Yeah, so in this way, several like 5 to 6 developer they create a several class. Okay,
Okay.
and that is the reason we need to have a git and svn. There are two tools we use for version controlling, that is called git and svn. Okay, you have
Okay.
seen now git. Why we use this? So that suppose if an employee is making changes on the registration class, and another employee is using this registration class in order to create a further class, he should know what
Yes.
changes he has done. Okay,
Okay.
suppose yes, suppose you are creating a registration class and I'm
Yes.
creating login class,
Yes.
and you have given me, hey Amit, take this class, I have done my work. Now I am working on this class, login class, and I'm based on this registration class, right? Because
Yes.
based on user id and password I have to create. Now I found that you forgot to add a captcha, okay, on the file.
Yes.
So I said you yes on the next day, hey, you forgot to add a captcha, just add a captcha. And
Okay.
I started busy in my work. So how I will know, right? I should not depend on you for all the time, like calling you, then and right reminding you, right? I can see on the GitHub like whether you have updated or not, right?
Yes.
So if I see that last update is today when I said you, okay, like
Okay.
suppose it will show you the updates, like
Yes.
yesterday update.
Yes.
Suppose it will show you yesterday update at a 5 p.m. and today when I said you, it show me at 12 a.m. it should. So I will come to know, right? Okay, he might have done some changes. Let me check it. So
Okay.
that is why Git SVN are used. There are two tools, Git and SVN. Okay.
Okay.
Now here, as I was explaining you about the inheritance. So now
Yes.
inheritance. So when I will create a login class, I need to inherit this registration class, so that
Yes.
I don't need to create username and password again here. I simply use this detail and I can execute. So inheritance is used for reusability of the code.
Okay.
Okay, and at the end we will combine all this module and we will create a software. Let's take one more example. Okay, suppose this is your window 8. In window 8, I have already given you this example.
Yes.
Window 8 you have a tiles and some more features were there. Okay, tile was there, and complex GUI was there. GUI was somewhat complex as compared to window 10.
I was about to ask the full form
Okay,
of what.
GUI is a graphical user.
Yes, now I know that, but
Okay,
first year what
yeah, sorry, that is the
GCU.
typo error. Yeah, it's like a like ICU kind of thing. So here tiles were there. GUI was little bit complex, and what was it is missing. Some of the feature it was missing, that is video recording, your screen recording, you can say.
Yes.
It was missing this screen recording, and like user friendly, you have user friendly, it was not there, right?
Okay.
This is about your window 8.
Yes.
So now, based on this drawback, when window 10 was developed, when window 10 uh, when the Microsoft team, they decided that they should develop a window 10. So what they have done, instead of creating this class separately, okay, they have inherit this window 8 class,
Okay.
okay, so that they can save their time. And this is actually happens, if you start creating a class from the fresh, it will take a lot of time. And you only
Yes.
think that if they do like this, then they could it could take around 2 to 3 years, right? Or more than
Yes.
that also. So they just do what they did, they just inherit this window 8 class. Okay, they inherit this class. Inherit will provide you the reusability of all the function and module, what it has, and what it is missing. So whatever it is missing, you will going to add it in this class.
Okay.
Okay, and missing thing will be add, and whatever is already present, you use it. So you reuse code, method, and all the classes. Okay, and adding simple GUI, or you can say simple UI screen,
Yes.
like this Windows 7 and all. So it might have
Yes.
they might have what have done, they might have inherited Windows 7 also.
7. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So like that, and they have added one method, like you can say, they have
Screen
added a
recording.
method. Yeah, correct, good. Public void screen. Do you know how to do screen recording in Windows 10?
Mhm. I
Just
I can do
okay,
basically a Google search and find
okay.
it out.
Yeah, window plus window button plus G button.
Okay.
So when you press window plus G button, it will start recording.
Okay.
They have created like this, and they have created some variable also, like in order to create more simple UI, or in order to add some, to make it easy for use. So here the concept of reusability comes, where you can reuse the code and you inherit the property. So what are the advantages? That reusability of code save, right?
Okay.
Second thing, it saves your time. And obviously when you working with the mid of the code, when you're working with the already available data and you modify it, chances of error are less.
Okay.
Okay, because you have already available code, you just modifying it, running it, and checking it. But when you develop it, the code from the scratch, complexity is more, right?
Yes.
So these are the points, right? Complexity is more. So inheritance is helpful in this scenario, and today we're going to do the same thing in the inheritance. Whatever I have explained, I will going to explain you now in the programming way. So I
Okay.
have already explained you inheritance is means what. Inheritance means
So I
deriving the,
press Windows plus G, but it doesn't start recording. There is only one option of that. It has given various options. So one is audio, one is performance, one is resources. So
yeah.
one is
So
capture
you need to add you need to click on this
widgets.
square bracket, a square kind of symbol you might see at the left hand side. Because actually the it is not working, because we are working on Zoom. If you stop this Zoom,
Okay.
because currently this screen is going on. In
Yes.
that case, it won't work. But you
Okay.
can try after this class. Just press this Window G button. When you press it, you will see on the left hand side some options. Okay,
Okay.
you need to select that square kind of this symbol, and then
Okay.
in the left hand side you need to click on that. I will show you. Don't worry. So in this inheritance, you have a multiple classes. Okay, so here
Yes.
the structure is called a parent class and child class. Where parent class, what you can say in this, you can say window 8 is your parent class.
Yes.
You can say parent, super, base. Okay, and similarly
Okay.
window 10 you can say child class, derived class, subclass, right? Because it is
So,
inheriting one.
so the derived class can have two parent classes also. Like if we take some of the features from Windows 7 and some of the features from Windows 8, and we think that both
No,
are
yeah,
different.
in C++, you can do it, but in Java it is not possible. Multiple inheritance doesn't support in a Java. So
Okay.
in order to implement that, we need to use a kind of interface. That I will come to that. With the help of interface, you can implement two class, Windows 7 and 8 together.
Okay.
Okay, but in Java it is not possible with the inheritance extend keyword. Okay, what is the syntax when you want to write class window 10 extends window 8. Okay, so this
Okay.
extend keyword is used to inherit the property. It is something
Okay.
like class father extend sorry, class children extend father.
Okay.
Okay, so but when you try to do this, class window 10 extends window 8 window 7, right? It will give you
Yes.
an error. The
Okay.
reason why it will give an error, because multiple inheritance doesn't support. So we have come up with the solution where we implement like this interface window 10, where instead of extend keyword we use implement window 8 and window 7. I will
Okay.
come into this all thing. This, but as just for your knowledge, I'm telling that multiple inheritance doesn't support in a Java.
Okay. So like I have one more scenario that
Hmm.
uh, Windows 7 is a parent class and Windows 8 is a derived class.
Yes,
So Windows 10 can also be like Windows 10 can extend that Windows 8 class also.
yes. So obviously, you only think that when Windows 7 extend by Windows 8, so all
Yes.
the feature of Windows 7 will be available in Windows 8. Additional
Yes.
few features.
Yes.
Okay, and when you implement Windows 10, you will get the feature of Windows 7 as well as Windows
Yeah.
8.
Okay.
Okay, so but in actual scenario, they what they have done, they have removed the tile function, or you can say tile method of window 8, in order to make it more simple.
Yes.
So we have done a modification also. I will show you with a proper example.
Okay.
Okay, let me see this. Let me show you. What do you mean by the base class? You already know, super class and parent class, whose properties are inherited. Okay, and derived class is what? Which will going to inherit the property of a parent class. Okay,
Yes.
which is called subclass. And it will be something like this. Suppose base class is having few property. This property is nothing but your method, variable, right? And
Yes.
constructor, everything. So these all are inherited inside the derived class, and you can redefine it, you can modify it, you can reuse it. Okay, you can
Okay.
see here, this ABC is similar to this ABC is available here. This D is added.
Yes.
Okay, so define in the derived class. Okay, and what is the syntax? How you can derive? How you can define it? I will show you. you already know about the visibility model, visibility mode, access
Yes.
specifier, right? In the last class,
Yes.
I have shown you.
Private public protected.
Yes. So this access specifier play a very important role.
Okay.
Okay, while inheriting. Suppose if your class is private, then you can't inherit it.
Yes.
For example, your mobile is personal to you. Okay, or you can say your account number, your father is having an account number, they cannot assign it to you. Bank person, they cannot assign to you, right? Because
Yes.
that account number is private to your dad.
Yes.
Now in public mode, in public, whatever you have declared public, it is accessible to anyone.
Okay.
Okay, and in protected we have some restricted use, means within the package you can
But
inherit
in
it.
like bank account, you can become a nominee also. So what's in that case?
But in nominee doesn't mean that they will give you that account number. Nominee means
Okay.
uh, nominee in the sense, like suppose in case anything happen, then that money will going to you, but they will not going to account number to you, they will not going to give the account number of your anyone to you, because
Okay.
that was the unique identity of that person, right? Nominee is
Yes.
just to get the amount.
Okay.
Okay, even that is in the case of a single account, right? Now
Yes.
for example this one, right?
Yes.
This is already I have explained you. When your
Yes.
class is public, then it is accessible within the same class,
Yes.
inside the package, and to other,
Yes.
so it will all yes. In
Yes.
protected also, this is accessible within a same class and within a same package also. Protected means just you have protected it. Okay,
Okay.
it's a kind of just a protected, but it cannot be accessible in other package. Means parent class, means in other
Okay.
package it cannot be accessible, only the child class they can access it, use it, they cannot modify it, they just use it.
Okay.
Okay, default we don't usually use. Private in the sense it is only accessible within the class.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the access modifier. Just have a look on this access modifier. When you go through it, you will easily understand.
Okay.
Public is very easy. Protected is also easy. The only thing is, in other package, this child class can use it. Parent class of other package cannot use it. Like for
Okay.
example,
So what's the meaning of other package?
other package in
That
the sense, this programmer is one package
yes.
and math is one package inside this Bhavesh Hakveda mathematics project.
Okay. So the project should be same and the package could be different.
Yeah, inside this, I have created this project, right? How you do it
Yes.
is, you select this Java project.
Yes.
Inside this Java project, you can select multiple package. Inside this
Yes.
multiple package, you can have a multiple class.
Able. Yes.
So package means you can think one package is for login kind of code, another package is for registration code, or you can take an Amazon app. In Amazon app, you have an Amazon online shopping site project. Inside
Yes.
that, one project is for electronics item, one
Yes.
package is for groceries, another package is for electronic item. So several
Okay.
package combine to form a project, or one package will, okay. In short and simple way, I will explain you. When you combine multiple classes,
Yes.
it will form a package.
Yes.
When you combine several package, it will give you
Project.
project. So you move from left to right.
Yes.
Multiple class combine to form a package. Inside the package you can have a multiple classes.
Okay.
Multiple package, when you combine it, it will give you a single project.
Okay.
So here you can see, so in the inheritance, how many type of inheritance are there? Almost five type of inheritance you will going to see.
Okay.
Single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple
Yes.
inheritance I have just added, but it is doesn't support in Java.
Okay.
There is another way of implementing the multiple inheritance. Then
Oh,
we have a hierarchical inheritance and hybrid inheritance.
okay.
Okay, I will share this slide also so you can have a look on that. So now
Yes.
single inheritance means you have a two class, class A and class B.
Parent.
Yeah,
Right.
this is your parent, this
Yes.
is your child, and it
Yes.
is something like window 8 and window 10.
Yes.
And how you're going to implement class A, you define it. Class B, public A, means you will going to extend publicly class A, because if
Okay.
suppose this class is public, okay, then you can extend it like this, class B. Okay, this is a don't go for the syntax now, I will explain you with the program. Just see this the type of inheritance, because
Yes.
I will show you with the code where you can use the extend keyword.
Okay.
Okay. Multi-level inheritance means when you have a multiple classes.
Okay. That Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows
Correct.
8.
So this class will going to inherit this class, and
Yes.
C class will going to inherit this class.
Yes.
Okay. Now this is what you are talking about, multiple
Yes.
inheritance. This is doesn't support in a Java, like Windows 8 and Windows 7. You can't inherit in a Windows 10. So we
Okay.
use the concept of interface. Okay, in this interface we use implement. Okay, and you can implement it, means class C implement class A, class B, then
Okay.
it will be possible. Okay, now the another thing is hierarchical, which is opposite, means single class inherit by two class. Okay,
Okay.
like Windows XP inherit by Windows 7 and
Then Windows 8.
Windows 8. Correct. So one base class inherit by two class, and then you can further derive, you can further implement it in the different hierarchy. Now can you tell me, like, will these two class inherit here?
No.
Correct, because it will comes under then multiple
That
inheritance.
multiple.
Correct. So here now we will going to see one more kind of inheritance, which is a hybrid inheritance, which is a combination of the inheritance that we have seen earlier. So in this, this is an example where you can see this two class you can inherit it. Okay, you
Okay.
forget about this one. This one doesn't support, so you can inherit it in this direction. Like suppose this one will be comes under what inheritance? Only this portion.
So this is the hierarchical,
Correct,
the one we did before.
correct, hierarchical. Now
Yes.
use, now if you see this two, then in which level it will come?
Single.
Correct. Now, if you class A, class B, and you create one more class here, and you consider this three class, then
So
multi-level.
that multi-level.
Correct. So this is the way of inheriting the class. Now I will show you the example how you can work with it. Okay. Now suppose here I have created one class package programmer. I have created one package, and I have created one class employee, and I have declared only one variable with the salary.
Yes.
Okay, float is equal to salary 40,000. This is one class.
Okay.
And now suppose
But you
another
didn't add that. It didn't add that public protected private
where with here by default it is okay.
public.
Yes, by default it is public, and that's why I have not added. You can add it also if you want
Okay.
public. So now here, this is one class. Now suppose is another developer in your company who want to work on this employee class. So how will going to work it? He create a class program, and he extend your class. Do you see this? What's the difference? Is here he created a program, and he is extending your class, which is
Employee.
made here. Yeah. Now he can implement in his way, he decided the bonus will be 10,000, and after
Okay.
that he has just created one main function. He created an uh, like a object. This is an object. You know how to create an object in, right? I have already told you.
Yes.
So the syntax is, sorry, class name, object name, then new keyword, then again what, class name.
Yes.
So now here, when you create an object, okay, so here p is an object. So when you create an object, these two both variable, bonus as well as the variable that you have declared in the employee class, will get space in the memory. Means the object means what? Object hold variable and value. Am I right?
Okay. Yes.
Right, as I explained. Now this object hold a variable and value. Now you want to access it. So how you are going to access it? P
P
dot
dot
bonus and p dot salary. Salary is present in which class? Employee class.
employee.
So now when you run this, let's run this program. So it is by default it is taking both. Why? Because you are extending, so it will take both whenever you want to run it.
Yes. But we did changes to both also.
Yes.
We added public to employee.
Sorry.
We also added public to employee, so that's why it is also saving that
Yes.
class.
Yeah. So here you can see like how with the another program you can access the element of a previous program.
Okay.
Okay. So in this way inheritance is implemented. Base, you can declare one class. In that class you save an element, or you declare a variable, method, whatever it is, and then you can run it.
Okay.
Okay. So like do you have any question here, anything not clear you want to ask?
No.
Okay. Similarly, I have created a single class where instead of creating two different class, I have written the whole code in a one class.
Okay.
Okay. Let me change it to based on the class E and F. Now here I have created one class D. Inside
Yes.
that class, I have created a variable string which is holding
Yes.
this data.
Yes.
Similarly, I created a class E which is extending the D, and I am creating another variable inside with class E. Okay,
Okay.
but now here what I'm doing, here I'm system.out.print super.s.
Okay.
So what do you mean by this? Whenever you use super keyword, it will
Yes.
going to execute parent class variable data.
Okay.
Okay,
So
when
class
you,
D.
yes, so it will go into D. Similarly here, when you write super s, it will going to extend this class value class E.
Okay.
Okay, then I have created another class main. I have created an object. So whenever you create an object, you will create an object of which class? Last class. Why? Because this class is inherited the previous two class. It's a multi-level inheritance.
Okay.
Okay, it's an example of. So you can see here, it's printing class D, then it's printing class D for this, then it is printing class E for this, and when you create an object, it's printing v.s. v.s means current class object. So now v.s means class s. So similarly, you can create a method also inside this. For example, you can create a addition, subtraction inside this, and you can call with the object. So I hope it is
Okay.
clear to you how to use the inheritance. We will going to work more on this. More program we're going to solve. So I will
Okay.
share this code to you.
Okay.
Okay. Today I will share. You can practice on the Git one by this Katakoda site. In this you can practice it. And there is another way of uploading the code also that I wanted to explain with you. See this. Whenever GitHub is open, right, you will get this.
Yes.
Okay. So with the UI also you can upload it. Click on this upload existing file. You can choose the file from here. Okay.
Okay.
You can select the file, but you when you want to save a folder, then you need to select the folder and drag it here. For
Okay.
example, let me show you. Okay, 1 minute. Let me show you which. Yeah, it is same. Let's upload all the folder. I have so many folder, right? So
Yes.
let me select all those folders. Now wait for few seconds. It will start uploading.
Okay.
You can add a comment here also. Lot of files are there, so just wait for a few minutes. I think it's done. Let me check. No, it's still uploading. So just wait for 1 minute.
Nothing else done.
Yes. So you can add a comment here. Like for example, I'm adding comment. Check with the Java classes, and here I'm adding comment. All Java program. Okay. I've added a comment. Now I will going to commit the change. Commit changes
Okay.
means permanently saving this.
Okay.
Commit means permanently save.
So
Now
you
I will
can't
add,
delete after this.
yeah, you can delete it, but it
Mm.
means that for that current situation you want to commit it. Means you
Okay.
want to you have decided that you want to save it. It will take some time. Now you see, it will show you. Now it's showing the time. When you see this after 1 or 2 minutes, it will show you last 1 minute, last 2 minutes. And
Okay.
now, suppose if you open the folder,
But it doesn't show the time.
time is, yeah, it's timing is showing, right? See, 21 second
But
ago.
the code you uploaded, it was not showing the time. That I opened today, it was only showing that it was uploaded yesterday.
Yeah, it will. Which one? Can you can you say once again? Sorry, I don't get it.
So the May 13th code you uploaded yesterday,
Hmm.
it was only showing that it was uploaded yesterday. It was not showing the time.
This is the folder name I have given.
Yes.
So
So
this is,
in your GitHub.
yeah, it's in my folder. It is 13 one. Let me show you.
Yes, yes, that's not the issue.
Okay.
I'm saying that you are saying that like it is showing now that it was published 35 seconds ago.
Hmm.
So I checked the code today. It was showing yesterday. It wasn't showing that at what time it has been uploaded. It was only showing yesterday.
For you, it is showing only yesterday.
Okay, leave it.
Sorry, I did not get it. Can you just say once again? Means while uploading all this code,
So
uh,
so you
yes,
uploaded that 13 May collection.
hmm,
Okay. So
yeah,
now it is showing 2 minutes ago.
yes.
So when I checked today, so it was showing yesterday. It wasn't showing the time you uploaded it. It was only showing yesterday, uploaded yesterday, not like 2 minutes
No,
ago
yeah.
or at
So,
what time.
so you might have you were. Why it is showing yesterday? Because you were checking my repo, but this is
Yes.
hack with the repo. You go to this
Yes,
repo.
I was saying about your repo
I
only.
have uploaded. Yes, yesterday I have uploaded this one, so that's why it was showing you yesterday. But when you
Yes.
check for this one, it will show you now.
Yes. But it was not showing me the time at when did you upload that code?
Yeah, it will not show you the time, right?
Okay. Because you were saying that 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 code is uploaded today at 12 p.m.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's why I was asking.
No, when we go to use a git command, means when you use a git status, at that time it shows you that when you have uploaded the time it will show you.
Okay.
Okay, now it's because this is the another way of I have shown you like how you can upload the files and you can
Okay.
comment it. But when you want to edit it, here you are not editing. When you want to edit it, okay, you need to open that file. So when you open that file with a git status, at that time it will show you that what are the different changes that done by that user. Because when you do with git command, you are using a git command with your account, right? So with your
Yes.
account, when you use the git when you run the git command, then it will show you. In this it is not show you. The reason, because I have only uploaded the code, but
Okay.
with the help of this git command, you can access this file, you can edit a file, you can upload it. In that case it will
Okay.
show you. And when you click on any file, okay, okay, let me show you. And one more thing, yeah, because it is showing yesterday because I have only committed, right? When you click on this commit one, it will show you whenever what are the different commits is done. When you click on this version,
Yes.
it will show you with a green sign. Then you can see it. What are the changes done? Now suppose if anyone add any line here, then that line will be shown with a different color.
Okay.
Okay, so with the UI also you can check it. This green is
Okay.
for me. When you and it is showing 51 change file.
Okay.
Okay, when I will make a changes, then this ID will get changed.
Okay.
Okay, you said like showing yesterday, so I thought that in this it is showing yesterday. If you have
No,
said
no,
like
no.
yeah, okay, then so you just practice this code, and
Okay.
I will upload it. Furthermore code, this all this code I will upload it now. You can run it, and when we meet on Tuesday, then we can see further programs, some complex program on this inheritance and polymorphism.
Okay.
Hope it is clear, right?
Yes.
So shall I share this thing also, or you will watch the video in YouTube and you can get it?
If you want to, you can share.
Okay, I will upload it here.
So this one I was telling you, you were saying yesterday update 5 p.m. today
Hmm.
12 a.m.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, yes. O- Okay. Okay then.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah.
Take care. And if you have any query, then just ping on Trello.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Welcome.